back to my channel. Welcome to another video with this guy here.
David.
If you're new to this channel, it's so nice to meet you. I post videos 3 times a week on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
I am featured in those videos from time to time.
If you saw my last video with David, you'll see that we shared our story of how we met on that brisk Halloween evening.
All right, what now?
And in today's video, like I said, we are going to answer some of your questions. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. And I have your questions on my phone, and we're going to answer them. Are you ready?
Yep.
You ready for these burning questions? I'm just going to pull it up. I did a little photo of us, and you asked questions. So Mel says, for you, when's the wedding?
There's a few steps that have to happen before the wedding.
Like what?
Well, I can tell you, Mel, you're not going to be invited, but thanks for asking your question.
I'd like to know the answer.
One of us is a commitment phobe. Guess which one?
Next question. What's the biggest challenge you faced together? That's from Emma. I'll tell mine. I'd say, in my opinion, some of the biggest challenges we faced together would be probably when I was going through a lot of my mental health and depression, and you were always there for me, and you were like the big shoulders you called yourself, and they definitely weren't easy times, but I feel like we just stayed together as a team, and we were always on each other's side, and I don't know, I just thought that was a big thing that we went through.
There's something, friends of ours, my friend Mike and his wife Terry, there's something that we've kind of stolen from their relationship.
Yes.
Which is, they've been together, they've been married for a long time now. Same team is what they call it.
And that's what we say all the time.
Through all the stuff that they go together, whether it's family struggles, things with friends, they're always on the same team. And they remind each other of that whenever they start to get at war with each other or going through any kind of difficult situation. One of them will say, same team. And then it just kind of resets you to go, yeah, we're in this together. Mm-hmm. Even if one of us is just struggling, we're in this together and we're both trying to achieve the same thing.
Yeah.
Even though some days are better than others, but at the end of the day, you're on the same team and you're going in the same direction. So it's nice to have that reminder every once in a while. So we've stolen that from Mike and Terry.
And we stole it early on in our relationship.
Yeah.
We've been together almost 7 years now, and we have been saying same team for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, we don't fight. I think in our relationship,
people always don't, no one believes us when we say, and we don't ever mean it in a braggy, we don't fight way, because there's nothing wrong with fighting. A lot of times arguments can be really good.
To get stuff out, yeah. But I think in the 7 years almost 7 years that we've been together, what would you say? I'd say you'd be able to count the times we've had either A, a fight, or B, a large disagreement. You'd be able to count it on one hand.
I think so.
You don't even need 5 fingers.
Yeah. I think it's just because we're good at getting anything out right away.
Yeah.
And we never like to go to bed upset. And okay, so Kayla says, how did you guys meet? So if you want to hear that story, make sure that you check out the last video that we did. I'll have it up here for you. We tell the entire long and drawn out tale of how we met on Halloween.
Okay. It's super cheesy.
It is. It's the best. Who asked who... I just dropped my phone. Who asked who out?
I asked you out. Yeah.
Yes.
I asked you out. But it wasn't even we didn't even do a date. It was
No, because everything was in secret.
Yeah, we were trying to keep it from our coworkers.
Yeah, because we worked together at the same radio station.
Yeah, we didn't want to have that weird, because you were pretty new to the station, so was I.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to have that workplace.
We didn't know the rules either.
Yeah, we didn't want to have that workplace romance and then be brought into HR, if that's even a thing. I don't even know.
Everyone dates in radio. But.
Yeah, you can't help it. But it's not like our story. If you've ever worked in radio or have friends that work in radio, you know that it's not a new story.
No.
That people in radio date other people.
But I think because we were both so new to radio at the time that we didn't know.
No, but we found out later, we're like, oh, we're just like everyone else?
Yeah.
Copy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I asked you to hang out because I had just bought a place and I had no money to take you anywhere. Like, there was no...
I remember that
nothing.
our date was we did a little tour of his house, and then we sat on the floor in his room and watched YouTube videos and ate peanut M&Ms and drank Coca-Cola.
I remember that you were very impressed by all of the books that I had. At the time,
Oh, I was so impressed.
I might have had like 50 or 60 books stacked up. Didn't even have like bookshelves.
No, just on the floor.
Stacked up on the floor, and we sat going through those books for
because I'm a
while.
reader. I wasn't like, I've always been an avid reader, and you were
Yeah.
just getting into reading.
Yeah, so I was just taking the deep dive, and I think now we've probably amassed
Oh my god.
3,000, a library of about
We literally have a
3,000
library.
books.
Who's the cook in the house and who's the cleaner?
I'm the cleaner.
I'm the cook.
Yeah, for sure.
I
So
hate cleaning.
it's a good relationship that we have in the kitchen.
Because I love cooking.
You love cooking. I just want to stay out of your way. I love eating your food, and I think that's really helpful as well, that I like everything that you cook. But yeah, so you cook really good meals. I like to clean up. That's our
That's
thing.
the best. How do you go about your daily lives since David has such an early start to his shift at the radio stations? Those hours would probably make it hard to have weekday plans, I would guess.
Yeah. So my wake up time is 3 a.m. That's when my alarm goes off.
It's gross.
Yeah. During the week, we usually get into bed at 9 p.m.
At the latest.
Yeah,
We were
and-
in bed at 8 last night.
We were.
It was the best.
So we usually, most nights, weeknights, we get into bed by 9 p.m. and then between 9 and 10 is our wind down time.
Yeah.
We'll either just talk, or we will, Lauren will read a book, I'll read a book, I'll listen to an audio book. It's more or less our wind down time. And then 10 p.m., it's like latest, it's lights out for me.
Yeah.
But Lauren will stay up and continue to read a book. Sometimes she'll put her headphones in, or even on her iPad watch movies really low.
I found
volume.
what's really helped is I work from home, so I've kind of been able to like mold my schedule to fit with David's schedule. So I don't get up at 3, but I do get up early and I go to bed early. Like, I don't stay on the couch and watch TV late at night. I get into bed and I'm usually asleep by 10:30. And I found that's really helped. David will come home and he'll usually have a nap, and that kind of resets him, and then we can usually do things in the afternoon, but we're never really late. Like, we don't do late things.
On
in
the weekend,
evening.
like Friday and Saturday, our whole schedule gets
Yeah.
tossed into the air. But the hard part is for me to wake up with a low alarm at 3 a.m. and try not to disrupt you. But it doesn't work, because as soon as my alarm goes off, the animals know that they're getting fed.
Nibs will not stop meowing.
Just goes crazy.
It's so funny. So I do wake up normally at 3 now, but I go back to sleep.
Reese
so.
will get his paws up on the bed
Yeah.
and start moving, wagging his tail, banging it against the wall. So I try to get up as quickly as I can after my alarm to get the animals out of the bedroom, close the door,
Yeah.
and then feed them their breakfast,
They're
or a little
pretty
bit,
good.
a little bit of a snack to get them to shut up.
We're so used to it now, because this isn't David's first time working mornings.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not a late night person anyway. Outward Mom says, who is the best kisser?
Me.
No,
Yeah.
me.
No, me. Me. I've had the most practice.
No!
Next question.
Because he's got these big lips. See that?
Next
How could you
question.
be a bad kisser with those lips? David's Aunt Marie says, you know my question, LOL. What do you think that means?
There'll be a baby when there's a baby. Just relax.
Dana wants to know the most embarrassing fact the other wouldn't want the world to know. So, when David and I were watching, was it House on Haunted Hill? Haunted Hill House? Anyway, it's a really scary Netflix show. Like, really scary. And there was this one scene.
Wait, who's this
If you've
embarrassing
seen-
for?
It's for you. If you've seen the show, then you'll know the exact scene that I'm talking about, but it's like a head pops up from the back seat, and it scared us so much that David, who I've never in my life heard scream, screamed at the top of his lungs and was crying.
It's a jump scare.
It was
Like, it's
so
just
scary.
It's so unexpected. I don't want to tell you the episode, but
No,
when
they know. If you've seen, you know.
when it happens, you will know it. It is the scariest moment of your life. And I remember it was like the first time that I saw the movie Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. There's a moment in that movie where they think a guy is dead, and it turns out the guy is not dead, and all of a sudden he just goes from being dead to like this. Well,
Scared our
Reese.
dog.
He's just jumped up a little there. And I remember in the movie theater, I jumped, like literally stood up out of my seat and yelled at the screen.
Oh my gosh.
Only to sit back down again. And until that moment, that had been the scariest moment of my life. My heart was racing and I sat back down. I probably missed the next 60 seconds of the movie because I was so distraught.
Yeah.
And then when that happened, that I was like, nope, that just beat out
Tears.
7. I was so... But it was like mixture of like laughter and scared and everything that, yeah.
No. That's my
House
home
on
for you.
Haunted Hill.
What about for me?
There's so many.
I know.
I think the best one was when we lived in Vancouver. Lauren had to go to the hospital.
Oh no. I forgot about this.
So... Lauren was at work, and one of her co-workers took her to the hospital because, if I remember correctly, your hands were turning blue.
Yeah, it was like all on the palms of my hands.
Like just...
Or the fronts of my hands.
Like a bruising blue, something was not right.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly,
and she called that dial-a-nurse telehealth number.
Described the whole thing.
And they were like, get her to a hospital. So she was like, and I even said, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. And she's like, no, I'm going to take you. My boss drove me.
Yeah. So we went to the hospital. I showed up there, and pretty much your coworker and I kind of tagged out. Like, I'm here now. Thank you so much for bringing her. And she's like, are you guys going to be okay? And then she left. Met with the doctor, sort of talked things through. I don't think any medication was given out. It was just, let's monitor it and see how it went. And then in the following day and the day after that, it just kind of went away and life went back to normal. So it was this big panic, like you were in a gown.
Yeah, it was.
You were in a gown with like, they tied it in the back. Like you were in the hospital. And, you know, like, you're worried, and you don't know what it's from, and you're worried, and I'm worried for you. And that was the end of it. We went on with our lives. We never looked back.
That's the embarrassing story. We're done, folks.
That is not the embarrassing story. The embarrassing story is, years later, you showed me, David, I have blue hands. And I was like, oh my God, it's back, just like it was before. She had new jeans, and she had been rubbing her hands on her jeans throughout the day, and the blue dye of the jeans came up on her hands, and it all of a sudden snapped that, oh my God, that day I went to the hospital, I had brand new jeans on, and I was rubbing them.
David has never let that go.
I'm sorry, miss.
This was like
why
5 years ago.
Why are you here in a gown in the hospital, taking up valuable emergency space?
I didn't know.
Because I've got new jeans, doctor. Oh my God. Anyway, in that moment, I just went, I have to break up with you right now. I don't think we could be together anymore.
David.
I'm joking. Come on. Anyway.
That's definitely more embarrassing than my story.
So the next time you go to hog up space in an emergency room, just check to see if your pants are new.
That's it, folks. That's all our questions. My face hurts from smiling.
Are your hands blue?
No, I do have dark jeans on though. I hope that you enjoyed this video. This was really fun.
Was it?
Yes, minus the embarrassing story told about me. And if you have any other questions you'd like us to answer or anything else you'd like us to talk about,
just keep them to yourselves, because this video is over and we're not gonna look back.
Comment down below and let us know, and we'll film another one. We'll drag this beautiful face into another video. We're not taking a photo.
What are we doing?
This is the intro.
How am I supposed to know?
Because the red button.
Is this B-roll? Remember that last question though?
Mel, loved your question.
There's no like, There's none of that.